Before land existed, before kings and kingdoms, before crowns and palaces, something else was already moving. That was knowledge. His name was Orunmila. At that time, there was no ground to stand on, no trees, no hills, no animals. The world was just nothing but endless water, stretching in every direction, silent and unfinished. Orunmila was not sent to rule this world. He was sent to understand it. He was the first witness. When Olodumare decided to look at the world below, he did not send strength first. He did not send kingship, and he did not send power. Instead, he sent wisdom. Orunmila descended alone to the watery water. No servants followed him. No throne waited for him. He had no food, no shelter, and no companions. And still, he stayed. For 400 years, Orunmila lived on that endless water. He did not eat food. He did not drink water. Just once every year, only once, he would open his mouth and draw nourishment from the air itself. By the way, he was not starving. He was only observing. He watched how existence behaved before form. He studied destiny before humans arrived. He named how paths form before feet walk on them. Wisdom was taking notes. And when Orunmila was done, he returned to heaven. In heaven, Orunmila stood before Olodumare and spoke plainly. He said, "The world below is empty. It needs land. It needs order." And Olodumare listened. After that meeting, everything changed. The time to create land had come. Obatala was chosen and given sacred items: a long chain, a bag of earth, and a 5-toed cock. Then also he was given a gourd of palm wine. Then Obatala began the journey. But along the way, he drank palm wine from the gourd and slept off. The task remained unfinished. Then Oduduwa descended. He reached the watery world. He poured the earth onto the surface and released the cock. The birds crashed and scattered the soil in all directions, and slowly land appeared. That land, the very first land, became Ile-Ife. Creation did not begin with force. It began with wisdom, seeing the right moment. After land appeared, Orunmila returned to earth again, and he descended again using the heaven, the sacred chain linking heaven and earth. Where that chain touched, the ground became sacred forever. That place is called Oke Igeti. It was the first place Orunmila's feet touched solid sand. Orunmila lived in Oke Igeti for many years, but the people did not recognize him. They saw no crown on his head. They heard no loud commands, and so they felt no fear. And by the way, they offered no honor also. Orunmila did not shout. He did not punish them. He simply spoke destiny. He declared that Oke Igeti would never grow large. Their compound would remain small and limited. And before leaving, he placed Origi there. Even when ignored, Orunmila still left a gift for them. Orunmila moved on to Oke Ileri. The people there also failed to honor him. Again, Orunmila declared that their compound would remain small, but before leaving, he gave them Orisha Dawo, a spiritual guardian. The lesson was clear. Respect brings growth, but neglect brings limits. Next, Orunmila arrived at Ejio. The people treated him as ordinary. This time, Orunmila spoke directly to the leadership. He declared that no chief in Ejio would rule beyond 5 years unless proper sacrifices were made. At Ilemonliki, Orunmila was honored. Because of this, he gave them Oriki, but he still declared that their compound would remain small. Honor without full understanding brings limited reward. Then, at last, Orunmila arrived at Oketashe. Before he entered, the people already knew him. They had watched the signs. They had listened to the air. They had prepared their hearts. Drums were beating. Songs filled the space. No one asked who he was. They welcomed him with joy. And for the first time since leaving heaven, Orunmila stopped walking. Orunmila made Oketashe his home. Not by force, not by conquest, but by understanding. The people chose him as leader because he understood destiny, consequence, and balance. One companion never left Orunmila during his journey: the palm tree. Orunmila blessed it. Everything on it became wet: palm oil, palm wine, sacred seeds, and even the broom. Because wisdom never forgets loyalty. Orunmila turned knowledge into a system. From his mouth came a word, Ifa, and Ifa became a way of Umas that they used to speak with destiny. When Orunmila returned to heaven, he left wisdom behind. Those who ignored him stayed small. Those who honored him halfway grew halfway. And those who welcomed him fully became eternal, and they blossomed. And that is why Orunmila is called Orunmila Barami Agbomiregun, witness of destiny, bridge between worlds.